if the Federal Reserve, the Board of Governors and the FOMC were to decide to have a rule or to move closer towards Mr. Taylor, I'm not going to raise objections to that. I don't think that will be particularly a politically contentious question. You're decentralizing the decision-making to the experts. That's the principle under which we're operating. It's the imposition from the outside of the rule with this GAO
But
order.
Dr. Johnson, if I can, we're not telling them what the rule should be. I mean, well, how is that any different than, the Federal Reserve is chartered by Congress. I mean, it is the elected body here and the president that have to set these things up, and we have to provide some accountability. That's the way the Constitution works. So we're not telling them what the rule should be. We're just saying do a rule because history shows that that's more effective and also provides more accountability to the market. I mean, one of the things that frustrates me, I'll just say, is that I see today out in the real world, it seems like we used to, when rules were in play, we used to sit around and say, what's going to happen to the economy? What's happening in the markets? What are my customers saying? What are my suppliers saying, et cetera, et cetera? Now all anybody cares about is what's the Fed going to do? It's like they're running the whole show, and that's, to me, that's a distortion of the way the economy and the private sector should work. So we're not telling them what the rule should be. We're not even telling them they have to follow it. Well, but we're saying, please give the market some stability here. Please give people so that there's some basis upon which you're operating, other than tomorrow morning the Fed wakes up and decides, let's do more quantitative easing. Let's suck it back. Let's put more in. Let's do this and that, and throws everybody for a loop.
Mr. Campbell, if you're not giving the rule, why are you specifying in this detail the reference policy rule that has these specific ingredients? And then why are you putting all this pressure on them to have this directed policy rule that needs to be in alignment? I think that's what in alignment with or close to, or you have to come and explain on a regular basis why it deviates, and then you send the GAO in to check why this deviation is. It's like a police state for the central bank.
The GAO? Having the GAO audit a government agency is a police. The police state is the government they're auditing.
So's the Department of Justice.
The police
So's
state.
the Department of Justice.
The police state is the IRS. The police state is the EPA. The police state is all that. That's the police state. Auditing is not a police state.